Good morning. My name is Adam Lazar, and I'm the CEO and founder of Asarasi Tree Water. We are harvesting pure water from trees. Pure water from trees, what a novel idea. Well, did you know that Buffalo is the maple epicenter of the world in the entire Northeast? And did you know that there's 20,000 farmers doing that right here, right now? And did you know that we can replace the entire bottled water industry with water harvested from trees in this region? And that's why we're here today, to talk to you about that. Now, less than 1% of all the water in the world is actually drinkable, and we have major water shortages going on all over our country. Bottling up from these drought zones is a really terrible idea. We're here with the renewable and sustainable idea that will replace that opportunity. So pure water from living wells. 600 million gallons are discarded by the maple industry every single year. That's 600 million gallons in a drought. Why are we doing this? As a byproduct of the maple industry, we can take this product, bottle it up, provide it to consumers at the same price as a bottled water, replacing that bottled water industry without depleting our groundwater resources. This is a phenomenal opportunity to do something different in a different way, looking at our resources as consumption from a different idea and perspective. Now, the bottled water category is growing substantially. It is the #1 beverage category in 2017, according to Nielsen's. And within that category, there's a segment of sparkling water that's growing at 75% over the next 5 years. We intend to capture a $250 million opportunity. That's the size of Pellegrino is today with this product. And as we grow, we will find more opportunities for flavors and packaging development along the way. Now, I hope you enjoy the product that Brian's put out here on the table, a mildly carbonated, tree-filtered water product that adds a slight sweetness of hint on the finish. Now, the competitive landscape, all of these folks in the bottled water industry compete on uniqueness of source and purity of source. Now, we know who they are, but we say we have the most unique source from the purest form and allowing us to have an organic water product in the world. Now, where does our water come from? So as I explained, 600 million gallons of this byproduct across 1,000 New York maple farms and farms across the region, advantaging maple farmers everywhere, creating 50% more gross profit to these maple farmers, enhancing the marketplace. And put that in perspective, $25 million was the maple market in New York State. We can bring that to $250 million in less than a couple years going through the right distribution channels. Now, 50 gallons of sap makes 1 gallon of syrup, and it makes 500 bottles of our product with the byproduct, that pure tree water. Now, we have a great management team. Brian Perret came from Pepsi. He launched Sobe and Life Water and One Coconut Water. Bob came from the Gallo Winery as the head of the fine wine portfolio, and myself, I'm a former Army officer. I served in the New York Guard and the Arizona Guard, and I'm used to accomplishing complex missions with limited resources. Now, we also have a great advisory board, and those folks give us the expertise across multiple consumer channels. We have a great national sales team we just retained 2 weeks ago that, led by Adam Levitt, is out there in the market getting us exposure and opportunities in front of accounts like Costco, Sprouts, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, etc. And we have active meetings with those folks today. We also hired a merchandising and sampling team who are out there doing the heavy lifting in front of our customers every single day, engaging with those folks in sampling, creating brand awareness. Now, how much does this cost? Well, at $1.49 a bottle, $1.99 in the single and the 4-packs, we can be price parity with the bottled water industry, yet make a 60% gross profit margin on our product, doing good business, good for the environment, and good for your wallet. Now, we have had a huge amount of traction. I mean, it's phenomenal. In 6 months of selling, 180 days, we have 450 locations selling our product across 5 distributors: ShopRite, Baldor, Key Foods, active conversations with Wakefern, Stop & Shop, and Polar Beverages, to name a few. We have over $100,000 in revenue in 6 short months, with a sight line to $200,000 by the end of the year. And of that $250 million opportunity, we believe we can have $25 million in sales in just a few short years with your help. Now, we've created intellectual property with Cornell University. We've created 2 processes that take the seasonality right out of it so that we can harvest in the spring and produce all year long. We also are contracting water rights with maple farmers as we speak, creating those barriers to entry. Now, you may not know this, but we're made right here in Buffalo already. We're already here operating. We're making our product here at Mayer Brothers. We're a Taste New York product, and we have other folks as well, Account One agency, as well as Sprague's Maple Farms. So we are already Buffalo. So what we're asking for is your help to bring us home. So look at all the opportunities we have in the market segments across these sectors that we're already impacting. Now, we've raised $400,000. We've invested that here in our product manufacturing already in Buffalo. And what we're asking for is your help to bring us home. Invest $1 million into Asarasi. You won't be disappointed. We won't let you down. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I am out of time. I will ask Brian Perret, our Chief Marketing Officer, to join us on the stage for the Q&A session following this.
I am not, there we go, great. All right, so where are we going to start? Lauren, got a question? Teresa's got a question.
I do. First of all, congratulations on your traction in what is clearly a very crowded space. But in the list of all the people that will benefit from this, what about the farmers? Is there any revenue sharing with the farmers on this?
The farmers make a 50% greater profit margin on their net profits. So we're buying 49 more gallons than they're actually using today. So they're harvesting 50 gallons of sap, throwing away 49 after stripping all the sugars out to create that 1 gallon of syrup. So those folks actually make 50% more money on their crop, which is how we moved the needle from 25 million to 250 million in the state alone.
How long do you think it's going to be before they want a piece of the action?
Well, that's what we're already giving them, a piece of the action.
So, yeah, as Adam said, we're buying the water. They're not giving us the water. We are buying the water from them.
So something I didn't get, is this wastewater coming off of the maple tree farmers? Is that where you're getting the water?
Yeah,
That's
it's part of the production process. So when you take the saps out of the tree and strip out the sugar, what's left over is a pure water that's filtered through the tree. Now this water is a byproduct, so what they're doing is they're just discarding this water. What we're doing is coming in and saying, it's a byproduct, you're not doing anything with it now, we're buying it from you, and oh, by the way, it's a new source of water because it does not deplete from our existing drinkable water sources.
So is there a limitation on how many maple farmers there are and how much water you can get out of all that?
It's a good question.
There's 20,000 maple farmers in the Northeast between Minnesota to Maine, Quebec to Pennsylvania, and those folks are doing this processing today with reverse osmosis. That boiling method is a very hobby perspective now because the cost of processing is so high with fossil fuels. They're using electric technology to create 80% of their finished goods and taking it the rest of the way with boiling. So the number of farms that are out there doing this, there's 600 million gallons of this byproduct today. If we collected that all, you're talking a 300 million case brand, which would be $1 billion worth of revenue. So we have a great source of supply in the marketplace today.
And just one other thing to note too is that 600 million gallons is through 3% of all tappable trees. So there's a huge number of trees still out there. If it's economically feasible for these farmers to go back in there, they're making more money to actually bolster the entire maple category by tapping more trees because it's more economically feasible for them.
Okay, Joanne, I'll get to you next, Dan, I'm sorry.
Do you collect the water at the farm or do you collect it at a combined facility?
Today we collect at the farm. We plan on working on a cooperative with the farmers to create an opportunity for all farms to participate, allowing them to aggregate their product at one central processing facility.
And lower your cost?
Absolutely, everybody wins in that equation.
Great. Adam, you got a question? Back row.
Very cool and tasty product. What, if any, is the barrier to entry? Is it the technology? Is it the exclusive rights with the farmers? Or what's stopping somebody else from tapping into this?
Yeah, I think the barriers to entry are very simple. As we are locking up water rights with these suppliers and with these farmers, we're paying them to continue doing what they're doing and having first option rights to continue to buy that product at a higher price later on. So it allows us to go in at very low cost, secure the source, pay them out small amounts of money now for a byproduct that we can't possibly consume until we build the distribution base in order for us to grow the business. That allows the barrier there. Additionally, we have protection around processes we created with the Geneva Research Field Station for Cornell that, taking a product into the pipeline that people are very nervous about in manufacturing because they just don't have the familiarity with processing this product. Mayors does, and we have a great partner with those
Erica,
folks.
you had a question.
Yeah, it is delicious. So I noticed that it does taste a little bit different than regular water. So are there any components in the water that maybe provide health benefits, number one? And number two, what drove your decision to carbonate the product versus selling it as still water?
Sure. I'm going to answer your first question, or your last question first. So the category is growing at 75% over 5 years, and you can see new brands that are emerging in the marketplace daily in the sparkling category in your grocery stores. And so $500 million a year of new growth in the sparkling category, whereas, well, you know, still water is relatively flat growth, excuse the pun. Now, there is manganese, potassium, and calcium trace elements in the product, but as a pure water product, 40 parts per million of those 3 elements only, and water, of course. The rest of the industry is around 350 to 400 parts per million of dissolved solids, so you're talking about lots of trace elements and minerals.
Okay.
Thank you very
Out of
much.
time. Congratulations,
Bill.
gentlemen.
Pleasure.
Wonderful
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you to the
very much.
judges. Thank you, 43 North.
Thank you.